Let's bring in some reaction to the developing story. International relations consultant Dr. Charles Sinkala weighs in. Dr. Sinkala, very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. We've listened to Defense Minister Angie Motshekga briefing the media today. What's your reaction to how this matter is being approached, this very volatile situation?
Thank you very much for having me, and good evening to the viewers and listeners. It's quite unfortunate, where lives has been lost. It's quite sudden that, a team of families of South African soldiers who went to keep peace and stability within the DRC, it has costed lives. It's something that cannot go beyond without, showing sympathy and empathy at the same time. But, South Africa does not send the South African National Defense Force for free, to the DRC, just like any other nations who escalates troops within that region. But it has always been concluded that the escalation of military support to fight in DRC has actually exacerbated to the loss of human lives. I wish that democratic, diplomatic, approach, should be mediated between the M23 of alleged Rwanda troops, who are in DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo and the region, to show stability within the region. I think that shall bring an end to a long escalating conflicts within the region.
Yeah. As you speak about the impact on families and really get, an assessment about the entire situation, one would have to ask about whether or not the SANDF in the DRC is fit for purpose, or if they're essentially victims of a broken system, because questions are being asked about the quality of equipment and, perhaps that adding to the volatility and how they've been caught?
It depends what position you're speaking from. But from my position, I personally and most of the international community regard the South African National Defense Force to be one of the most equipped forces on the continent, if not in the world. In every war-torn conflict where there's war and you take soldiers to the battlefront, there's always casualties. It is not a Christmas party where soldiers go to celebrate or have a braai like most of the people believe. These are just unfortunate incidences, that could have been not avoided, in the sense that it's a battlefield. They're fighting rebels who are not affiliated to any sovereign country, but they are rebels who are actually going there to kill anyone who would like to block them in terms of their agenda. But the soldiers from South Africa, they are under instructions. They can only attack once the command from the Commander-in-Chief and Armed Forces, who is the President Cyril Ramaphosa, issues the instruction. Yeah. So it becomes difficult, in terms of any narrative that can be persuaded to indicate otherwise, that the incapacitation of the South African National Defense Force has been the result of negligence to put, soldiers in the battlefield without training, logistics, and other necessities.
Yeah, the talk has also been around underfunding, also, weighing on the composition of the SANDF. But the death toll, as you and I speak, on South Africa's side, which now stands at 13, has led to calls from political parties, organizations to withdraw the troops from the Democratic Republic of Congo. You've just spoken about the SANDF being under instruction. The South African government says it's not currently considering withdrawing its soldiers. Why are we not seeing such a move? What kind of considerations need to be made before such a decision can be made?
Well, you can't just withdraw. There was an agreement that they will escalate military support from South Africa to Democratic Republic of Congo. And the contract thereof has been signed to support military support. And in terms of insurance and as well as mediating any other risk that may arise has also been considered. So any casualty that comes from there, they can't just withdraw because it's a contractual agreement. Again, I must repeat that South Africa does not send troops anywhere in the world for free.
Yeah.
So they are sending those troops to support military support in those regions at a cost. Last time it was about 2.4 billion rand expense in terms of supporting the DRC escalation of conflicts that side. South Africa received beyond 3 times of that amount, from the Democratic Republic of Congo Finance Department.
We also understand that as this continues, we know that President Cyril Ramaphosa is in constant communication with Rwandan President Paul Kagame. What kind of outcome could these talks lead to as we consider the roles that are being played as the president speaks with his counterpart?
Well, it's evident that the diplomatic talks has yielded no results. Hence the escalation of military support on the ground in Democratic Republic of Congo. Congo has never enjoyed any peaceful transition in terms of either power or in terms of peace and security for its citizens or those who visit Democratic Republic of Congo. Because of private and military contractors who's been contracted. Remember, it's not only the M23 rebels who are funded fully by the Rwandese government, but we have the United Nations, we have also Russians, we have the Belgians there, we have also as well the Paris government who has sent troops there for the scramble of the minerals which are there, and hence this conflict has been escalated for more than 70 years, and I don't see it in our lifetime that those conflicts shall end. But even though that those conflicts have been there done, there's always a time that these nations and those who are going there to salvage or to take those minerals which are there, they must look at that when the elephants are fighting on top, the grass suffers all the time. Many killings, has been done there without any recourse to repatriation or compensation for the citizens of DRC, and hence that there has been a massive migration. DRC is one of the major producers of asylum seekers, especially in South Africa and many other parts of the world.
Yeah. Very well. Thank you so much for weighing in on this discussion as we wrap it up. Of course, keeping a close eye on the latest on the developments on the ground, International Relations Consultant Dr. Charles Sinkala.